Wanna be on top. Wanna be on top. It's time to make it happen. You know that we don't stop. And when you get it high, it's gotta be on top. Wanna be on top. Wanna be on top. Wanna be on top.
Hey guys, so today I'm going to be doing the results from Sports Week of AGNGDM, and my brother is actually guest judging this one. So we're both going to be doing voiceovers. The reason I'm doing a voiceover was because I wasn't feeling that well today, but I felt well enough to be able to do a voiceover. So let's get started. And if you're new here, make sure you subscribe, because I'm trying to hit 205 subscribers by the end of the month and 300 subscribers by the end of the year. So let's get started. Okay, our first photo is from Mary Ellen. As you remember, Mary Ellen didn't submit her photo last week because sprint time she was busy, so the only sports related photo that she had was when Mary Ellen. So Mary Ellen did volleyball. Mary Ellen, your photo this week is very cute. I like how she's holding the ball as if she's about to serve it. I also love how she's wearing all light blue to show that she's on a team. The only couple of things is, number one, we could have seen more players, that would be good. And number two, her hair looks messy in some parts, almost as if you edited her onto the background, which I'm pretty sure you didn't. And number three, the background is really blurred, so you could have blurred it out less. That would have been good, but still pretty cute.
Okay, for Mary Ellen, I think I really like the picture. I really like the blurred background. I think that's really good, but two things I noticed was that, I don't know if it's the editing or the lighting or what, but her face looks kind of like a ghost, just kind of paled out. And then if you did something else with her hair, like put it in a ponytail or put a headband on or something, that might make it look a little better, because her hair does seem to be a little bit of a mess right now. Then
our next photo is from Linnea. She did ballet. Linnea, I think your photo this week is super cute. I love how she's practicing at the bar while the teacher watches her. I also love her dance outfit. The only thing I'd say is the part where you blurred the teacher. Oh, it looks really blurred, so maybe you could tone that down a bit. And I also see where you blurred around the arms, so maybe you're gonna do a bit better blurring around it next time. But still really cute.
for Nina, I see the ballet. I really like that you have that blurred doll in the background to show that she's part of the dance class too. And then I really like the detail you went into with the outfit and the bar, all the way down to the sign with dance practice on it. I think overall it was a great picture.
Our next photo is from Mindy. Her sport is rock climbing. Mindy, I think this is really creative. I love how you did her rock climbing. I also love the harness and rock wall. Like, where'd you get it? I need that. I just love this photo so much that we might be here all day if I said everything I liked about the photo. The only thing I'd say is that I know you said in the email that all the hair on her face, all the hair is in her face because in sports you don't have pretty hair, especially rock climbing, so that's why it's in her face. But next time, with the photo, if you could have at least moved the hairs away from her eye, because I know that when rock climbing, if hair gets in my face, I'd want to move it won't bother me, but still super cute.
Then for Mindy, I loved this picture. I think it was super clever, and you went into super good detail with the harness and having her holding on to a rock wall. And overall, I think it was super good. The eyes are really popping in the doll, which makes it look super good. And the carabiner matches her pants and her shirt, which is just a tiny little thing, but it's super cool. I think that was a fantastic picture.
The next photo is from Violet. Her sport is cheerleading. Violet, this is super creative. I love how you went to an actual football field. I also love her outfit. The only thing I'd say is that Violet is super small, and I'm pretty sure you're trying to get the theme, and the scoreboard in, so I'd maybe cropped it in a bit like this.
Then for Violet, you did cheerleading. That's actually an awesome one. I love the effort you went into. I can't tell if it's editing or if you actually went to a field, but to get the football field matching with her uniform and the pom-poms, that is awesome. I don't know if that's edited or if it's if you actually went out to a field, but either way, it looks super, super good.
The next photo is from Arden. She did material arts. Arden, I think this is super cute. I love how she's doing a pose. I also love how you did karate because that's pretty creative. The only couple of things is number one, it looks like she's about to fall over. Now I know that it is hard to pose her like that, but maybe if you could have tried to have her stand up a bit more. And number two, I can tell that you edited her onto the background, so maybe you could do a better job of editing it, but you still did a good job.
It's super cool. And then for Arden, the martial arts, I really like that. The one thing is, I can tell, like, obviously the doll's a little blurred because of the jump, but the background is also blurred. And so I think if you fix the blur in the background of that, then it'd be super good, because it makes sense why the doll would be blurry, because she's doing like a jump kick, but having the whole background blurry kind of takes away the effect of the photo.
The next photo is from Leah. She did basketball. Leah, I think this is super creative. I love how she's about to go to the other side of the court to shoot a basket. You also did a good job making the ball stay in her hand. I have no complaints this week. You did a good job.
And then for Leah doing basketball, I also really liked this picture. I think it's super good. I like the one thing I might say is only have the two dolls in the front up there, but leave the basketball board and the scoreboard that you wrote out. I think that's super, super good, but I feel like the two dolls in the background are a little more distracting than significant to the picture, so maybe remove those two dolls.
The next photo is from Caroline. She did basketball, which is volleyball on a trampoline. Caroline, I think this is super creative how you did a sport that not very many people would think of. I also love her pose. The only thing I'd say is to turn her head to look at a camera, but still really cute nonetheless.
And then for Caroline, that's a really interesting sport. I really like what you did with the picture. The one thing is, especially since you included that picture of kind of what it was, you can tell that it's super, super edited. And I have to say, you did a fantastic job editing this. This is super, super good. But just kind of how obvious, because it's hard to tell that the doll was edited into the picture, but you can tell that that picture isn't something you would have just gotten. You would have had to find it on the internet. So I think I really like the idea of basketball, but maybe find a picture that's a little more real, like you might actually see a doll doing that or a person doing that, because something like maybe like a beach volleyball court, or if you or if you made a makeshift net and hung that up in your backyard or something and did something along those lines.
The next photo is from Nani. She did gymnastics. Nani, I love how she's doing rhythmic gymnastics because of the hula hoop. I also love the setup. The only thing I'd say is that one side of her hair looks a bit messy, so maybe you could straighten it out a bit before you take the photo, but still really cute.
And then for Nani, I also really like this picture, but very similar to the first picture. There's something going on with her eyes in this picture to where one eye is a lot darker than the other, and it just gives a weird effect to the face. And I also found it really weird that her feet were pointing backwards. I don't know enough about American Girl dolls to know if you can make them face forward, but if you could even get them like right side to where her toes are pointing towards the sky, that might look a little natural, because it's really hard to get your feet facing, your toes pointing behind you in gymnastics. But that's really my only thing, is the things going on with her eyes and her toes pointing behind her.
The next photo is from Blair. She did dance. Blair, I really like this. I love how she's just keeping in time with the music. I also love her pose. The only thing I'd say is that the background is a bit plain, so maybe you could add some posters in, but still really cute.
Then we have Blair doing dance, and I really like this picture. I think it's super well done, super simple but super effective, and I actually really like how her eyes are almost closed with this. I think that's really good for the dance. But yeah, I really like Blair's picture as well.
The next photo is from Felicity. She did rabbit jumping. Felicity, I love how you thought outside the box this week by doing rabbit jumping. I also love the setup. The only few things I'd say is, number one, she isn't looking at the camera, so maybe you could turn it a bit. Number two, it's very bright, so maybe take it later or early in the day. And number three, the bunny kind of looks like it's underneath the pole, so maybe you could push it back a bit, but still really cute.
And then Felicity, I can't tell exactly what this picture is. I think Ladybug told me earlier that it was bunny jumping, and that it's definitely interesting. I never heard of that before this, but I think the one thing is I might have picked a little bit different of a sport, since that's kind of obscure, but I also really like that it's obscure and something a little different. I really like the jumping bar that you made. It definitely looks like that you made that yourself, which I think is really cool. I'm glad that you put in all that effort for this picture. So other than that, I think other than the fact that it's a little bit obscure and there's not a whole lot going on, I think it is a pretty good picture. The only other thing I would change is there's a lot of shadow in that picture, which isn't necessarily a bad thing, but I feel like the shadows weren't placed the best way they could be, and also the background is really deep, and so it kind of takes away from what you should be looking at in the picture. But yeah, overall, everybody did a great job this week. I think everybody did super well, and keep up the hard work in the future photo contests.
Okay, now it's time for Best to Bottom 2. Best photo this week goes to Mindy once again. Your photo was amazing. Blair, Linnea, Violet, Leah A, Caroline, Arden, Nani, Mary Ellen, and then the bottom two are Felicity and Leah D. So to Felicity, it was just a bit bright, and the bunny just sort of looked like it was underneath the bowl instead of behind that, and also the things that my brother said. And to Leah D did not submit a photo this week, so she is automatically eliminated. Leah D, you did an amazing job in this photo contest. I'm really sad to go, hopefully we can still be friends, and here are all of your past photos. Okay, so next week's theme is going to be AGNDM creation, and if you don't watch AGNDM, first of all, you need to watch it because that's like amazing. It's basically another photo contest that was started by Fred from TheDollPlace, and it's like really popular. So if you don't watch that, you need to. And second of all, if you don't watch it, I'll have the playlist linked in the description and the iCard. So, and I'm really excited for that week, just because I can't wait to see what you guys come up with. The playlist will also be there in case you need like a refresher, want to see photos, etc., etc. And then they are due August 3rd at 11:40 p.m. or 11:45 p.m. Mountain Standard Time. And then Blair and Bryn still need to submit their white background photos. And please comment, like, and subscribe. Bye! Thank you so much for watching. If you like this video, make sure to hit the like button and subscribe. And you might get a shout out if you subscribe or comment. Just make sure your subscriptions aren't private. Now on to shout out of the week.